Hey everyone, Wanderbots here, and welcome back to another episode of Library of Ruina. I don't entirely remember where we were at last time, but that's fine.
We're starting to experience branches?
Yeah, we had the branch. We fought the big tough guys who were kind of murdering, and they were mad because Walter broke a promise because we turned him into a book. And that's kind of it. But I guess we have another invitation to send out to whatever this one is. I'm assuming this is higher ups in the Zwei Corporation, but I could be wrong. Or, not corporation. Company? They're a syndicate? Or are the syndicates shoot, I forget.
The syndicates are the more criminal ones.
Yeah.
The offices are something else.
Oh, the fixers. There we go.
Fixers, yeah. Huh, interesting. Are these all girls?
I think Rain is a dude.
Yeah,
These two are, I mean...
Yeah, because Big Sis.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Big Sis, Little Sis, maybe. Big Sis, you've seen the message from T-Corp, right?
What? When do we get that? Oh, bugger. I bought a vomit.
She's probably drunk.
Yep.
She threw a huge drinking party with her friends from the same corner of the back streets last night. They occupied the whole pub and got wasted all night, I heard.
Just how much did you drink this time?
Oi, Ray, my head's still ringing from the hangover. So keep the lecture for later, yeah? Maybe in an hour or so.
And what's this? The receipt says you used our office funds to pay for it too?
Oh, Warp Corp.
I guess they have teleportation systems in the city.
Thank you for utilizing Warp services as always. The next train departing is Warp Train UW212.
Oh, it's a train in the background.
Yeah, they are on these little
That's
subway systems.
An absurd looking. They're huge. Look at that. Like, this is the size of a person. The train's like 5 floors tall.
I would say 3 or 4, but yeah.
All passengers, please check your pass and make sure you are in the correct carriage for travel. And remember, watch for it, warn us. We'll all be good.
Wait. The whole, like, if you see anything suspicious?
Seems it's our turn now.
I always feel ill and out of sorts when I board Warp's trains.
Just don't make an arse of yourself like last time.
Anyway, this request is rather unexpected. From our corp of all places.
Isn't it something right dangerous if our corp has to request another party to do the job? I think R might be the rabbits. They might just be using a no-name office like us to bait to test the waters before they do it themselves.
Say, who's the client for that request?
The captain of the rabbit team herself? Yep.
Rabbit team.
So, in Lobotomy Corporation, this is a power you got later on, but you could call in an external team to help you deal with a threat called the Rabbits. And it was like they were extraordinarily strong to the point where most of the time they were...
So now the rabbits are outsourcing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, probably if it's beneath them.
You kids might be thinking I'm just an easygoing drunkard, but every action of mine is calculated. You see?
Here she goes again.
That Mio lass is an old mate of mine. I drank with her just yesterday.
You mean?
Said she's got an easy job for me. Says all I gotta do is give her a small cut of the rewards.
No wonder you're so proud about going out for a drink.
I was in a rather good mood, so I let her dine like a king and paid for it all with the office card.
Is Mio a trustworthy person?
She acts like a hot-headed lass, but she's actually pretty nice, deep down inside when you get to know her.
I swear, deep down I'll curse you for the rest of my life if it turns out to be weird nonsense again.
All passengers, please board Warp Train UW212.
Wait, passenger and Mary?
Should I be Mary?
It's spelled a little differently, but...
Fair. It's nice to be on a vacation after so long. This is our first time taking a warp ride. Is everything going to be okay? It's such a worry for it, darling. Oh, no, see? So many people use warp every day. I heard there were several accidents when they were first starting out. You can just stay by my side and keep your eyes closed if you're so worried, silly. Okay, I'll stick fast to you and hold tight.
Take care of the mess if I happen to vomit on this carriage again, Train.
Rain.
Train. Sorry, we were talking about carriages and trains.
Big sis, please.
Attention, all passengers. Please fasten your seatbelts. We're departing now.
Oi! I always wondered, what's the point of these seatbelts?
Courtesy, I suppose. Who knows, it may actually be better than nothing.
Unfortunately, I can't do Irish accents consistently, so I'm not even going to attempt it with her.
We will be initiating the warp in 10 minutes.
Oh, you're right. So that's Mary and Tommy?
Yeah.
Was it?
Oh, you're clinging on to me like a baby.
Well, you never know.
We'll be there in just 10 seconds after the train starts, but you're cute, so I'll let you be.
Why'd we have to sit right next to these two lousy lovebirds?
Shh, shut it. They'll hear us.
Please do not open the doors while the train is in warp.
I'll be taking a nap. Wake me up when we're there.
It's going to take less than 10 minutes anyway.
Whatever.
Big sis, wake up.
Hell, what's it this time?
Something seems to have gone wrong. It's been an hour since we departed, but the train still hasn't arrived at its stop.
What's happening, Mary? You said we'd be there in just 10 seconds.
That's strange. Oh, strange. Ugh.
I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied today.
That's strange. It shouldn't take any longer than that.
6 hours in. Felix, did we get unlucky or what?
Warp hasn't had any accidents in the last 10 years, though.
We might end up getting trapped here.
Wait, so are they in a warp tunnel?
Yeah.
As in
so I'm
time
assuming,
and space
yeah,
getting distorted?
Maybe it's one of those that they depart on the train, it moves a certain distance or speed, and then warps to the next location. I don't know.
Faster than light travel, perhaps?
More or less.
Well, then they'd get there
It
even
probably
in less
is
than
using-
10 seconds if it's just across the city.
It's probably using some kind of weird dimensional travel, but that could be not great.
Mm-hmm. We're breaking through that door if anything goes wrong.
You're insane. The warning said that you'll get sucked out into space if we try to open the doors while the train's in warp.
17 hours in.
So,
Oh, there's a guy in the back.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
where are we?
I can't even take off this seatbelt.
Oh, so they're strapped down too.
Mm-hmm.
That's unnerving. 17 hours too? How... Did anyone need to go to the bathroom? I don't know.
Yeah.
This is...
Not great.
Tommy, everything will be fine soon enough. I'm sorry. It's my fault for asking us to take a warp train. The train seems to be operating still.
Oi! Take out your tools now. We're cutting off this bloody seatbelt. 31 hours.
In.
Bloody hell. This is driving me nuts. 300 poor souls are trapped in here. And they do F all about it?
The atmosphere is getting eerie. Everyone seems more sensitive than usual.
What's funnier is that I'm not feeling any thirst or hunger, even though we haven't had anything in the last 31 hours.
Oh, that might explain why they all don't need to go to the bathroom either.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that their bodily functions have slowed to a stop?
Maybe. They're kind of in a weird suspended state.
Oh, but then they could be here for eons.
Oh.
Would their muscles atrophy, though? Or would they also be suspended?
I don't know. Maybe. Can they be injured?
It won't even leave a dent on this bloody door.
Guess we really are trapped. I don't see a way out. All we can do is wait.
Looks like others are slowly losing their minds, too.
Oi, how about a gamble?
What do you mean a gamble?
I'm saying, maybe we use this.
An invitation.
Wait, are they gonna be brought off of...
I think they're going to go to the library.
Yeah, they're gonna go to the library instead? It's the stuff I got from Mio. Never thought I'd use it now.
Here's my pen. I'd do anything to get off this train. I'd do anything to get off this train, too. A malfunction with warp. This could be a huge blow to W Corp's reputation if it ever gets out to the public.
It was supposed to arrive at the destination in only 10 seconds, right?
Yep. The warp trains operating with W Corp's singularity. They can get to any station in 10 seconds, no matter how far they are. A 30-second delay would be a big enough issue already, and a 30-hour delay? That's going to be outright fatal to the corporation's trust.
Even a singularity can malfunction, it seems.
I guess no technology is ever really flawless.
Anyway, I might be able to have an unexpected reunion soon enough.
You have any familiar faces in that office?
No.
You mean Mio, the captain of the rabbit team, then?
Yes.
Huh, so you had connections with one of the captains from our corp. That Olga person, knowing her is surprising enough, but you have some impressive networking finesse, too.
Though we probably won't be greeting each other with smiles when we do meet again.
What, you weren't friends with her? You know what? I guess it makes more sense this way.
What did you expect? Did you really think that I would have any friends to casually chat with?
I was just wondering. Our corp is different from Fixers on a fundamental level. Their work might seem similar to what Fixers do, but they take on things of a much larger scale with much more professional mentality.
I expect no less from one of the wings.
Aren't you relaxed?
Whew. Now this is teleportation. Much faster and better than W Corp's idiotic singularity.
Are we really sure we can proceed so carelessly? You said you got that invitation from our corp.
Mika, shut him up for a bit. I think I'm gonna vomit right here if I hear another peep out of him.
Ruina's speaking the truth, though. Maybe we should have been more cautious.
Sure. No one is on my side. It's all thanks to my quick judgment that we could escape from that buggered train.
Greetings, dear guests.
Good to see you too, lassie.
I apologize. We're in a bit of a confusion right now. And she's hungover as well.
I understand. I do have experience dealing with drunkards. Hey, you know what the hell is going on back there? All I know is that you are guests invited to the library, I'm afraid. Huh. She's a bit nicer than what Mio told me.
Do you know her?
You see, we were supposed to dig into the relationship between L Corp and the library. That's what Mio asked us to do.
I see. So that's how you know about me.
And you know what's funny, lads? We're talking to a machine, not a person.
Let's not anger her now. We'll just take the books listed on the invitation and leave, okay?
Let's be blunt, lassie. You know what relationships the library has with L Corp, don't ya? Mio says the fact that you're in the library is indisputable evidence that this place is related to L Corp somehow or another.
I'm sure you can find the answer to that in the books that you seek.
We're terribly sorry. We'll be going now.
May you find your book in this place.
They're kind of polite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're called the Molar Office?
Yep.
Huh.
3 or fewer pages are in hand at the end of scene. Gain 1 strength next scene. Weak to piercing. Weak to slashing. Resistant to piercing and normal to everything else. So that's unusual. Okay. On use, restore 1 light. Oh, that's actually really helpful. On use, discard all pages.
Yeah.
Margins. So she's actually pretty interesting. A lot of draw and discard pages.
She recovers HP.
Yeah, only little bits. So piercing and slashing. So was it... I think it was this team. It was mostly on clash wins. I think the only problem is we don't have that bonus die. Who had that? Oh, it was him.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all slash.
Yeah.
Because, Roland and Co. are mostly about bleeding. Some clash. Might be fine.
What's the level with the book and the light bulb?
That's Hode's.
Hode. Yeah, we haven't done anything for them
It's
at all.
because she only has
One extra.
yeah, one extra person at the moment. And I haven't actually same thing with Netsack. We haven't used either of them. I wouldn't mind prepping them, but let's see. Oh, do we yeah, I forgot we also got Gyeongmi's page. Shoot. I don't know. I think I might just go with this and we'll see what happens. If I lose, I lose and we just try again. Because I think you can just try infinitely if you lose. Like win or losses are almost non-canon.
Well, so
The main fear is the speed dice advantage could be a problem, but I think I'll be okay with tactics, maybe, and this build. We'll see what happens. Okay, so she's going with some basic shots. Let's see, your shield. So 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 3. So if I do this one, I probably just tank it. So we've got your shield. On Clash Win, boost next die, value by 3. So let's do handling work. There. Oh, right. I can do 1, 2, and 3 to see intense. There we go.
oh, you're going up against her 4 die? That isn't good.
Well, the 4 die isn't the problem. That just means she goes first. Mostly I'm just trying to somewhat counter her moves. Oh, it's him. He's doing 1 to 8, 2 to 8. That maybe isn't that helpful. And that's on use for Storm Light, so that's not that great. So I think I might just set her on fire. And then... there we go. Should work. Quick mode off. I gotta figure out if that's baked in. Okay. Tie. And some damage. And we take a little bit. That's not bad. Yeah, this group is specifically about rolling higher so they don't take damage and benefiting from that. Ooh, this is a bit rough.
Yeah, 4s and 5s.
Yeah, they're all just going to be wailing. There's not much I can do about that. I might be able to intercept, though.
There's your shield.
Yeah. So can I... no. I can interrupt. Or I can't interrupt. But I can do some damage. What are they weak to? They're weak to piercing. She's resistant to piercing. She's weak to slashing. So it puts me in a bit of an... not a huge issue.
I thought that you chose this group because they had some of the...
Yeah. No, the main issue right now is just the fact that... ooh. They're flinging some big numbers my way. And there's only so much I can do about that. Is that even worth it? And this character isn't weak to slashing. Well, you know what? I'll just set fire to her. Just hope for the best. Okay. Let's focus on this one. Weak to slashing, so we should probably just do handling work, mess him up, and then... I don't think we're doing a clash win. Resistant to piercing, but weak... no. Weak to slash... weak to piercing, resistant to slashing. So this character could kind of do it. Otherwise, we just focus on her. Not much I can do about it. Ow. 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 Okay. Yeah, the goal is to just take her out. Because if she's gone, like...
Ooh, but
ouch.
they might get her.
Okay. Win hit, burn. Upon winning a clash, bonus stagger damage equal to die, or... Combat page, the highest cost in the hand is chosen. Using pages with the same name will decrease the cost of every copy of that page. That's kind of good. I think I'm going to go for this one. And they're almost down, which is a little tough.
So you want something clashing against the same target multiple times will increase the likelihood.
Yeah, so I'll probably just give it to her for the time being. Okay. So conveniently, Olga is on fire and already stunned, so we can kind of just do whatever we want. We can also outpace her by a little bit. So, draw a page upon discarding that one. So that's 2 to 4.
The girl on the bottom is only at half health, I believe.
Yeah. She's almost stunnable. Okay, 1 to 8, 2 to 8. So that actually kind of works for me, kind of not. Because she's doing a dodge, which isn't bad. I'm just going to do Flaming Bat, hope for the best. I can't intercept that one. Or can I? She's weak to slashing. Can I do a Your Shield? Do an interrupt? No, since they're equal speeds. Weak to piercing. And she's weak to everything, so we kind of want to just do as much damage as we can right now. So, close enough. I guess I'll just do that. Okay. Might not be great for me. Doesn't matter. Dodged it.
Good.
Blocked it. Clash tie. Ouch. But the main goal is to get her within burning range. Yep, she just burns to a crisp. Win hit, inflict burn to the attacker. For first 2 combat pages, librarian uses, gain matchlight status. Let's just do ashes. Give it to her. We already took out the most dangerous one, and they're not focused on her for some reason. Cool. Okay, clash win. Yeah, it should be fine. Let's just subvert that. That's 3. Because I can take the aggro away by outspeeding them. Tie, and there we go.
It's funny how they keep referring to the businesses as W Corp.
Yeah.
L Corp.
Well, it's just a short version, but there's
Watch there be just the major corporations are just 1 per letter of the alphabet. No more, no less.
So.
Huh?
I think so. Really, it's supposed to be any company with a singularity, which is like it's effectively a space age tech. Or maybe, a speculative sci-fi tech, something that is above people's normal means.
Unfortunately, I'm just thinking of how now we have an X Corp, and it's just ew.
Do this because I might be able to interrupt. I cannot interrupt. Okay, and they're weak to piercing. And blunt. Well, they're not weak to blunt, but I can mess them up with it.
What's been
Ouch.
fascinating lately is that we've been able to find more charts that people have assembled of corporations and what they actually own.
Yeah. We found out today.
Ooh, footfalls.
Librarian's HP is 20% or lower. Deal 30% of the target's max HP as damage. Ooh. That was
creepy.
Yeah, that was creepy. I did not like hearing that.
The match girl, right?
Yeah, that was from the matchstick girl. We also just win, so it's not a problem. I'll have to do some remanagement. But yeah, we found out Disney owns GoPro and Photo Bucket today, which is confusing. I'm not sure why they do.
Oh, you know, just rampant acquisitions.
Yeah, I know.
When these companies are multi-billion or even trillion-dollar ventures, you know, a few million here, a few million there, they can just buy up whatever they want.
And own everything.
Which makes me wonder, who decides on when a company sells? Is it just the CEO or board of directors, or the shareholders are like, yeah, we can get more money out of this by selling it than actually running it?
I mean, that's what's happening right now with Embracer. I think most companies would rather shut down a division and then sell it off most of the time, because the IP might still be valuable.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it looks like they're making bank off of buying IP.
Yeah, well,
at least Disney.
It looks good to investors.
Mm-hmm.
Any guesses on why R Corp cares about this place?
L Corp was a major client of R Corp, and it disappeared into thin air. So it's natural for them to want to look into it.
Major client of R Corp, huh? Guess that makes sense. L Corp and its nest weren't really special in terms of military power. Must have been a very important client for R Corp if they're asked to protect a whole nest.
It was a mutual relationship too. L Corp was supplying all the energy R Corp needed, and W Corp. Wait. Oh, I see. Because of all the
periods,
points,
yeah.
I think it's the end of a sentence, but no, it is not. And W Corp depended on L Corp's energy supply as well.
3 wings in collusion with each other, huh? So much for trickle-down economics.
Trickle-down economics doesn't function.
This game is too woke.
Just like what we were discussing, everything is just getting consolidated.
Yep.
And being bought up.
I don't really want trickle-down.
No. Well, because the thing too is,
You don't know where that money's been.
well, he's referring to what, actual water?
I don't
what
know.
What it's run off of?
I don't know. I was just making it gross.
But in any case, they don't, for all the success that these companies have experienced, they have been passing very little along to their workers. If anything, they're trying to cut wages, cut benefits, cut everything they can to maximize profit. Trickle-down economics isn't, I just don't see it existing or being feasible. Not with the current amount of greed in the system.
It is all 100% a lie. It's good marketing, though, but...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only way you get trickle-down economics is if everybody's a B Corp. But...
yeah, where every employee has a stake in the business?
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
B Corps?
I think, actually, there's a difference between a B Corp and a... So B Corps, specifically, their goal is not extensive profits, whereas employee-owned.
Employee-owned is the one where
different.
everyone shares.
Though most B Corps are employee-owned because they go hand in hand. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. There's no use complaining to me. I was simply following my orders.
Yeah, employees got to do whatever the boss tells them to do, whether it's the wings or the back streets. Okay, so let's burn some books. I think I might want to do some, oh gosh. Wait.
There's Mika, Rain, and Olga.
Interesting. So, Zulu, Dino, and Gangmi are actually...
higher up the list, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Alright. Yeah, let's do a little bit of messing around with builds. I guess let's see if we've unlocked anything for Netzach or Hode. Because I want to use some of them. Here, maybe we poke it yes odd. Because I like the Clash build. I guess it also depends
We also
somewhat.
have 2 anomalies for each, but wait, obtain the book of question mark. Oh, we haven't been able to acquire the next line of...
Yeah.
What about Netzach?
So both Netzach and Hode are stuck at these. We can't get them
the
yet.
3rd episode. Wait, no. Can you go back to...
3rd episode of Hode's story. Reception using only pages whose costs are odd numbers.
That is an interesting one.
Okay, so that's really easy.
Yeah, so
actually,
you have to just make a build with a team.
Yeah, and we can go back to like a much earlier reception, make it really easy on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
So let's
Thank you for
that
pointing
one.
that out.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I was gonna probably redo Hode anyway, so
just
sure.
build up her team with odds.
Yeah. Okay, 3 HP whenever a character discards a page. That's Mika. Rain. 3 or fewer pages are in hand at the end of the scene. Gain 1 strength the next scene. Wasn't there something from the Molar office? Or no, I guess there's no specific class. Well. Hode and Gustafsson. See if we've got any names. I might as well mention if you're a Patreon, or I guess I'll open this up to YouTube members after we're done. We're taking name suggestions, so we can actually name some of these characters. Let's see. So if you're on, if you are either of those things, pay attention and keep an eye out for posts asking for names. Because yeah, rather than Gustafsson, we could have George. Okay, so Hode. Speed dice slot +1 cannot overlap. At the end of each scene, restore 1 light and draw 1 page if the hand is empty. So, to some degree, her starting thing was kind of good. Not those. Draw a page upon discarding this page.
So when they say odds, is it the number in the upper left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have to have 1s and 3s. Okay, restore 1 light and draw a page if the hand is empty. So I guess we want to take a look at 3s.
Ooh, what's a gold card?
Super rare.
Oh.
On use, all die on this page lose 2 power, which is...
Ooh, ouch.
I mean, it's still very good. It's ultimately a 3 to 8 for each one of those, which is quite powerful. You also can only have 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else do we have? Retaliate Brawl. Place die on this with ones on a random page in hand whose cost is 4 or lower. Oh.
Well, that would be everything.
Correct. Let's see. Wait, how do, oh, I see. That's how I get rid of it. Let's just have these be the fight characters, I suppose. Let's see, what do we have here? Unfortunately, weight up is probably the other thing that I need, but I can't use them because they're 0. I don't know if 0 counts as an even or an odd in this one.
I was about to just mention that.
It probably doesn't count as either.
It probably doesn't count as either. But it's interesting in the grand scheme of things when you think that in a way it's even, but it's not odd. It's just that when there's nothing that can be divided in half, but also it's divisible because nothing. Whereas, I mean, yes, you can divide odd numbers, but it would make fractions. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So being able to divide evens cleanly in 2. What's going on here?
Oh, just they all have like 10 and 15 HP.
Who are you fighting?
The rats.
Oh, you're just fighting the most basic team so that you can get the... Okay. I mean, I suppose it makes sense.
Okay. Might as well just do a pair of gambles.
Ouch.
This is not a build that is probably viable for actual combat, but it's a very good build for dunking on foes and completing certain objectives.
Victory.
But yeah, good call on paying attention to that.
So did we actually complete the objective then?
Yes, we did.
So cutscene.
Yeah, the main question is, do we want to switch these characters up? Or do we just roll it and see what happens? Whee!
The Book of the Red Shoe. Oh.
Okay.
What is this?
Let's take a look at these. On hit, to bleed the next scene. Gain 5 power if target has bleed.
Those who saw the shoes would what? Can I look at what Hode is saying?
Damn shoes got redder with people's blood.
Those who saw the shoes would chop off each other's ankles to wear them, blinded with desire. So it's almost derived from the Cinderella, like old school Cinderella story, where if you aren't familiar with the traditional ending of Cinderella, you know, the prince is going about the kingdom trying to find whose foot fits in the glass slipper, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was glass always or if it was just a slipper that was of a peculiarly small size because Cinderella had tiny feet. And so, yeah, her stepmother tells the stepsisters, you know, you have to get your feet into these shoes by whatever means possible because whoever can fit into these shoes will become the next queen or the next princess. And in the old stories, they chopped off their toes and even shaved off flesh from their heels.
Yep.
So that
they would fit into the slipper.
They could potentially
Which is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Inflict bleed. Recover HP equal to the target's bleed stacks. Okay, so that's a concern. I only have one left, which is ouch. Well, best I got. Okay.
The sanguine hue of red is so luscious, would you give it to me? Says the creature. This glamour should be all mine.
Wait, did we not hit? Oh.
Cannot describe. I'm wondering what it's saying in the back.
Sorry.
When there are no feet left to wear these shoes, then something. Wait, so is this in the reverse? The shoes are the ones with the teeth. Do they desire the feet?
They might.
It's very important to express oneself. I guess it is. Or is it about how people wearing high heels are destroying their feet?
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, that's the thing about high heels. It actually puts a ton of strain on the tendons and muscles of your calves, and obviously it's terrible for your ankles too when it comes to balance and mobility. But your whole posture changes. Actually, it kind of forces people to thrust their hips out a little bit and curve their spine forward. So, you know, I don't know if guys think it's more appealing, but it's actually destructive.
I mean...
And the thing is, definitely when I was young, there was the pressure to, oh, you know, wear some heels. It'll make you look taller and it's more attractive or something when, you know, you're going to events where you're supposed to have kind of your Sunday best or something. And I go, you know, this is really uncomfortable and I don't like feeling like I'm going to fall over. So I always got the very dense, thick, maybe not even 2 inches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was not the type that would ever want to wear stilettos.
Like, I guess from the male gaze perspective, yes, technically the way heels force you to stand is definitely a little bit more sultry, but
I think the thing too is you're focusing so much on maintaining your balance that you might look like you're floating around or that your movements are smoother, or I don't know.
Sort of, but like I've only seen a couple of people that are really comfortable walking in heels like that. Otherwise, it just looks painful and awkward. And enough media has shown women in like stiletto heels, like too many
makes you look like you're strutting.
Yes, but too many action and horror movies have had women in heels trip or the heel breaks in an inopportune moment and they go down or something like that.
And then they have to break them off, or they just run without.
Or they die.
That's true.
And like, I have been trained by fiction to hate heels from a practicality perspective.
But on the complete opposite side, you see, especially superheroes like Wonder Woman and stuff, and they're wearing high heels, and you're going, how? Why?
Yeah.
How can you be rolling and doing acrobatics and flip kicks and all this wearing heels? Ugh.
Doesn't make any sense to me. Hello, hello. Got some fresh books for you.
Hi, Roland. You're working hard as always.
You tell me. If only our Miss Head Librarian could appreciate all this hard work with a huge reward or anything.
How are you doing with Angela, by the way?
So-so, I guess. She can be scary at times, but I can live with it.
Angela seems to be the most comfortable when she's talking with you.
Really, to be fair, all the librarians I've met so far did seem to despise Angela.
You told me before that your motto is, that's that, and this is this, right? I've been thinking, I don't think I can follow that. I'd have to loathe Angela with all my being, but I just can't get myself to bear any unconditional hatred towards her.
Oh boy, that took a turn. I'm guessing it's because Angela has her fair share of tragic history and stuff.
That's right. Everyone has their own stories. Even if someone is committing bad things right now, I don't want to judge them based on solely the snippets that I see of them. So I try to understand them in depth.
Man, you're an angel. I wish, Yesod? I don't know, and that's Zach, were half as kind as you.
I do think,
No,
Wait,
do
I do
I?
look. Sorry, I'm getting all messed up. Do I look like a good person to you, Roland?
Huh? Don't know about that. Kind and good aren't exactly one and the same.
Is that so? I wasn't really a good person, you see.
Now, is this about your first and second lives? I remember Malkuth talking about them.
I see. That's how Malkuth put it. Yeah, you're right. My first life was a tragic one.
That seems to be the case with everyone here. You're all doing research to cure humanity, right?
So many people were killed because of me.
Huh? You're admittedly pretty good at fighting as a librarian, but you don't smell like a serial killer or anything.
Do I? I still think I'm directly responsible for their deaths. I snitched to the head about the experiments we were doing and about the atrocious things that we were committing.
She did? She told
Is
the
that
head
new information?
that might be.
I don't remember if that was in Lobotomy Corporation. So, one of the main pivotal reveals is that the kind of inciting incident for Lobotomy Corporation being the way it was, and the reason why everybody's in a machine body, is because the head somehow found out about what Lobotomy Corporation was doing.
Did it turn them into robots?
No, and
No?
sent one of the fingers. Was it fingers? I think it was one of the fingers down. Bana.
Mm-hmm.
Sent Bana down, and she also had kind of her own monsters with her, I think, as well. But they just started slaughtering people left and right.
All the workers?
Yeah, like every single person working there. The only people that did not die as part of it, I think, were like literally the main character, Z, and then also, oh, I forget his name. He'll be showing up later. Hakma, I think is his name.
But I thought Hakma was also an android.
Yeah, I don't remember why he turns into an android. Maybe he was also injured. Maybe he was killed as part of it. But there was like only a couple of survivors, and they more or less just like had to pick up the pieces and carry on. But so I guess it's because Hode told them about it, which is not great.
Mm-mm.
But also, I kind of understand where she's coming from, sort of.
They sent an arbiter to the laboratory and killed so many of my colleagues. When I heard the news, I couldn't take it anymore, so I took my own life.
What happened there?
I had to watch as Malkuth, Yesod, and Netzach died horrible deaths in that laboratory. And what happened to a young boy who participated in the experiment? That's not all. We injected people with drugs and recorded the change and side effects they made.
Within the city?
No. The laboratory was on the outskirts, to avoid the head and its eyes.
Huh.
Now you can see that I'm not a good person at all, right?
Nope, it's not that. I'm frowning because there's one thing about this story I don't understand. The head bothered to dispatch an arbiter just to take care of a research project that got some people killed? One that took place in the outskirts, outside of the city limits?
I suppose this is surprising to Roland because death is occurring in this town all the time.
Yeah, the exploitation of people in a laboratory seems pretty normal, probably. This part doesn't make sense. Are you really sure it was an arbiter?
That's what I heard. It matches what I learned at lobotomy court during my second life, too.
Huh. Still too hard for me to believe.
You're pondering over things, Roland. I thought that you'd lambast me for being a traitor.
Well, betrayals happen on a daily basis where I used to live. Besides, real betrayals tend to be a whole lot more cruel. Are you from one of the nests, Toad?
Yeah, I was born in a nest and went to school in a nest.
What are the nests?
I think they're company towns.
Oh, that's right. They were talking about the nests being more affluent and...
Safer.
Yeah.
And the other librarians, too?
Most of them are. There's one from the back streets and one from the outskirts, but that's about it.
Damn, you guys are all elites, huh? Gotta wonder how you ended up living such miserable lives. And you all had the drive to leave behind the comfort of living in a nest for a research facility in the outskirts. That must have taken taken some determination. My bad for calling you a bunch of spineless snobs.
We were full of passion, too, which I ended up betraying.
That means the reason you can't blindly hate Angelo is mostly an excuse for yourself.
I guess. I made a huge mistake once, but I want to be better now. I want to become a better person. I'm sure everyone wants to. At the same time, a part of my mind still can't forgive Angela.
We've already spent 2 days on this stalemate. You're holding up much better than I expected.
Of course we are. Did you really think that we'd go to sleep just because you told us to? However, it is only a matter of time.
Heh. And time is what matters to you most right now?
Our employees have sustained too much damage.
The regenerators are at their limits, too.
I put up with the play for such a long time. I could pass a day or two in an instant. But the last 2 days have felt so long and slow.
Angela, your filthy deed born out of your personal desire shall never be brought to fruition.
Ah! Wait, is she attacking or something?
I think
Well-
Gabura got knocked back.
Ah, okay.
Hence why the sword is in the ground, kind of backwards.
Yeah, there's
She used it to
corpses on the ground,
brace
and
herself.
there's Banat is... Oh, they're a robot too?
Yes. So Banat is the arbiter.
Right,
Was the arbiter.
I remember.
And so after she, she invaded the facility, and while she was she managed to kill pretty much everybody. Gabura managed to more or less, they killed each other.
Mm-hmm.
Gabura pinned her to a wall with a sword. Afterwards, Z, and I still think it was Hakma that was the other survivor. They more or less took her and ripped every bit of information they could out of her brain somehow, because sci-fi tech.
Yeah.
And then decided to force her to do the worst part of the job. At Lobotomy Corporation, which was extracting abnormalities from people. Which would normally drive people mad, but because she's such a sociopath, she actually liked it and stayed quote-unquote sane the whole time. So she technically was part of Lobotomy Corporation, but could not leave. And also was a robot, because...
Oh, actually, that is Gabura on the left.
Yeah, so this is
holding it.
Gabura.
Huh.
The circumstances no longer the same as before, Gabura. I am now aware of the existence of each Yo and its capabilities.
All employees from the welfare and disciplinary teams have fallen.
You'll never get to spread the light for those 7 days you all planned.
It would last,
Maybe 4 days at most? And I'd be left with only 2 or 3 days worth of light for myself. In any case, none of us will have won this battle.
What is your point?
I'd like to make a proposal. I want to live, you see. Angela offered us a deal, and many of the Sephiroth were against it.
Sephiroth?
Oh, that's what the librarians were called back in lobotomy court. The 9 librarians sleeping on each floor, you know.
I see. Yeah, the ones I met didn't seem too happy with this job. I guess that's why you all hate Angela so much.
Me? Malkuth, Yesod, Netzach, and Hakma were the ones opposing her offer.
That means the other 4 approved it. Angela wasn't completely alone, huh?
So who approved of Angela's then?
Gabura, Chest, Bana, of course, and whichever one I'm forgetting. I don't know, it was one of them.
We'd have to look at the list again.
Okay. So, and Tifereth. Tifereth was...
The twins?
Sort of.
Okay.
To be fair, they weren't actively supporting it. It was more of a deferral.
One sec. Why were you against her offer if you thought she could eventually become a better being?
It's silly, I know. Even in the middle of that, I was thinking that I could repent for my sins with death.
Hold on. You what now? You were supposed to die at the end of the plan Angela ruined?
Yep. The whole thing was meant to end with us shutting down, falling into an eternal slumber knowing that our long-desired wish was fulfilled.
Jeez, you were all really ready to really accept a morbid fate like that?
You're always so surprised over the oddest details, Roland. I thought that you'd blame me for running away from my problems, even at the end.
That'd be totally natural reaction in my opinion. I'm not a very strong or spirited person, so I get why you do that. So in summary, you objected to Angela's offer at first, because you wanted to forfeit your own life as the last step of your atonement, but now that you had some time to think things over, you're willing to give Angela a chance.
Yeah, that's about right. It was a rather heavy topic for me, but you summed it up neatly.
Well, things are bound to seem lighter from an outsider's perspective.
Thanks for listening anyways. It helped me sort through my thoughts, too.
You're welcome, miss. It's all part of my work. I still get the distinct feeling that... Oh, hello.
Obsession, glitter. The shoes are colorless. They will soon turn red.
Okay, so I should probably redo Hode's build, or at least somebody in Hode.
Break your legs. You won't be able to ever dance again. At some point, they're wearing the shoes, grinning from ear to ear. It was quite strange. It wasn't a smile, though. It was...
So I need somebody on Hode's level to be very good at slashing, it looks like.
Well, you did get a new character called Weatherby, apparently.
Okay. Yep, which is why I should probably do some Patreon, or have it be like a Patreon thing. Okay, can I... Enhanced pages? Right, equipped page. Forget, how do you save these? Here we go. Save current page setup. So I should probably switch this out a little bit. Or switch this build. So the main point of this build, I might as well explain, is that Brawl, on use, replace all die on this page with ones on a random page in hand whose original cost is 4 or lower. So you're supposed to pair it with Scratch That specifically. So that you use Brawl and it copies all of Scratch That's very high die. The main problem with it, to some degree,
5 to 10,
is if you have anything else that's not so good. I'm gonna get rid of Daring Decision. This is kind of okay. Well, we don't need to worry about the odd pages anymore, which is good. Let's go back up here. So, on hit, restore 1 light. I'll probably grab 2 of those. What we want are... Is there a way I can check, like, just sort based on... No. I want to see if I could sort entirely based on high numbers.
I mean, would it be under advanced?
Yeah, that's a 1 to 15. 4 to 12. So, I see. I don't know if I necessarily want to... Well, I'm definitely not going to use this build on her.
Then who would you use it on?
I don't know, but I think I'm going to save it. So let's grab a couple of shocking blows. And then maybe one more loosen up so I can just generate a ton of light. Okay, so this is going to be... can I rename it? Yeah, there it is. There we go.
Just punching.
Biggest punch. I'll have to rename these. This is...
Firebat?
Yeah, Firebat. Okay, and I'll have to redo this one. So specifically, because we just got that, the shoes obsession, all characters apply twice as many stacks of bleed.
Oh, so you could do a bleeding build.
Yeah, so Hode is going to be, or her entire floor is going to be about bleeding. So we should actually load Slasher.
So doesn't that mean the cannibals would be good too?
Yeah, so I will have to switch things up a little bit. I forget who is good at bleed. It was like down here. The only immediate problem is you go too far and you don't get that extra die. Yeah, so even the cannibals, though, weren't actually that good. Because neither of these actually have bleed-related things.
Not them themselves. I was referring to some of their cards.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're looking for our pages. So Julia's page is actually pretty good. Because extra slash damage +1. So that might be the one that I go for. Because I don't think any of the rest of these are that good. Punch the solar plexus. Blunt damage +2. That's actually really good. Though I think it's... Oh, that's better once we actually have attribution.
And you can't adjust people's passives? The passives are fixed?
I think I turned that back off again.
Okay, good. Because I was wondering. Because it's best that you, yes, have the pages so that you don't have to constantly grind fights. But if you gave yourself all those passives without actually using the characters associated with them, it feels wrong.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Okay, so we want to do bleed. Okay, because Rampage has bleed. That has bleed. I think all of these have bleed in some way. The main question is... Boy, we actually have a lot. Unclash win, lower max value of opponent's next die.
I wonder how this would function as an actual card game.
You know, I think it would be fine. I actually do like the combat system. I think the main issue is you'd be playing cards and rolling dice a lot.
I feel like, I don't know if it would be a versus or if it's a you and your adventuring party against various groups and bosses.
Yeah, I think it would actually work better as a
co-op thing.
Combat system, where you're fighting against bosses.
Actually, almost as if you had the monsters on the levels, or the anomalies, as they're referred to in this.
Yeah. I'm gonna get rid of these two and just throw an appetite.
Yep, because we love collecting card games. We've been getting a lot of theme decks from various systems to try out. Because there are so many of them. Not necessarily the ones that are licensed, like, oh, here's the next Star Wars trading card game. Though I suppose we do have the most recent Disney one, and we've been playing Digimon. Did any of them start off as card games before turning into anime and stuff? Pokemon was. Oh no, was it a manga first?
Pokemon,
Like, obviously the manga preceded the anime.
I forget.
But did the card game precede the manga, or did the manga make the card game? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Yu-Gi-Oh! I think the card game was adapted from the manga.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm curious. And then Digimon, was it a video game before being a card game?
No, so Digimon was the little Tamagotchi thing.
So that started off as Tamagotchis?
I believe so, yeah.
And
I think Pokemon preceded it just as the Game Boy game, but I could be wrong.
Oh, right. Well then, okay, so there was the Game Boy. I'm going to have to look this up at some point. Because when I was, a small child back in the 90s, and it just seemed as though Pokemon exploded onto the scene. You had people getting the Game Boy games. I got my little blue Game Boy Pocket and blue version for the holidays. But I remember people collecting the cards, and it was funny because my grandfather even supported our collections because he, being old school, he collected stamps, coins, and baseball cards, I believe, for a time. So he understood the value of collecting or the excitement of it. We used to go to this small store. I don't even know if it exists anymore or where in town. I'd have to ask Grandma about it.
I might be in trouble here, but we'll find out.
Oh, is this some peculiar star child?
Yeah, child of the galaxy.
No one remains by my side. I'd be so stricken with sadness.
Uh-oh.
So my main problem
Don't
here...
leave him alone.
Will you
Let's
stay with me forever?
Oh, gosh.
That would be sad.
to a brawl and a loosen up.
We're together forever. Besties always stick together.
Brawl. My main problem is I think they're going to resist all of my damage. But let's see if we can win with just extreme punching. Never mind, we're good.
Okay. So much Galaxy Sludge. So much for you.
Can I win with extreme punching? The answer is yes. Are they stunned? Yeah, they're both stunned. All right. No, I can't. Can't do that. That's fine. Okay. So, because I figured out how Brawl works, Brawl is you roll 4 dice, but they instead copy the dice from another card. And so in this case, he rolls a 4 to 12. Oh, but only one. Oh, I see how it works. So it's not that it rolls the 4 dice. It replaces the whole card with it. Ouch. That's fine or something. Well, he can't do anything about it. Let's see. Yeah, so it's rolling between either scratch that or shocking blow in this situation, which is slightly unfortunate for me. Oh well. Didn't get the right one. It's fine. Okay. Pierce attack. Okay, so this group actually is kind of... Ooh. Go for that one.
Understand perfection, moment, know, knowledge, our meaning, deliver, sing, perform, human song, hear, listen.
Oh, can I not? I can't. Whatever. Okay, what do we have? Shocking blow? I'm just going to beat the snap out of this child's slime.
What's... Did it heal?
No, I don't think so. Oh, you know what? They do have a heal.
Yeah.
10% HP at the start of the scene. Do not activate it if current HP is 1. HP does not go down below 1. Becomes staggered upon taking lethal damage. After 2 scenes, recover HP equal to the current HP of another ally. All allies have 1 HP at the start of the scene. And then party tiers at the start of the... Okay, start of the scene, if there's an ally with 1 HP, all characters lose 10% of their max HP. Okay.
So this is just a game of attrition then, right?
Yep. It's kind of just a matter of punching them down. Sort of.
Don't you have to do it equally?
Yeah, which is why I'm splitting it up. Now, they don't do that much damage to me, which is nice. And I do a ton of damage that they are apparently quite weak to. But they only recover 10% of their HP.
There we go.
If my friend gets hurt, that would be sad.
The child says.
Loosen up, and then brawl. And then brawl. Alright, so this should do what I think. Yep, 5 to 10. Unfortunately, I can't kill it. Well, maybe I can. They're both down to 1 HP. So...
Fatal.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, there they go. I just had to get them both down simultaneously to 1 HP, and then they die.
Yep.
I really like that build. It's probably not that useful for every fight, but it's great for just completely dunking on mid-range enemies. Hey, did you know that art is inseparable from alcohol? Oh yeah, I heard that. They said art is all about flashes of inspiration, right?
What?
I don't believe it.
Just about the alcohol bit, because...
Shell and I are heckin' sober. You know it. Maybe we're on the same page after all. Oh, you brought a different booze this time. Absinthe? This is the liquor with a legacy that's so deeply tied to art, it's almost legendary. Since I'm in charge of arts, I could use some stimulation to work like a real artist. This one's pretty strong, but it's drumming nonetheless.
No.
What if Angela
be fueled by tea instead.
What if Angela scolds us like last time, though? We can worry about that later. These guys are fake artists anyway. Works for me. By the way, I thought I'd mention that there's no need to worry about courtesy and stuff with me. I'd say it's more comfortable for me to go with courtesy. Alright then. Look at this glowing green liquor. It's just like the arts of the city. Imitations that are provocative, but nothing else. Imitations of imitations, in fact. Oh, I don't see any point in being original either. I'm likely someone or something else's imitation too. As if stuff like originality or arts even matters in the city in the first place. All those self-proclaimed artists are nutcases. They seem to be mistaking any stimulation that's stronger than usual for art. Just like how I'm praising this drink as a work of art.
Because of corporate capture, everything is probably just the monotonous commercialized sludge that everyone's supposed to enjoy.
Possibly. Though, I mean, you do have a lot of people acting as serial killer artists.
Ooh. Well, I think once again, it's the people are seeking the extreme to
feel anything?
To feel anything at all.
The pianist must have been one hell of a stimulant then. I heard that its music was a hair-raising masterpiece that awoke this gray city from its ennui. Ennui? Mm-hmm. Well, the intensity was unprecedented, that's for sure. And some are still hungover from that performance, like they were slammed with a real strong booze. How about you? I must be one of them, I suppose. Never heard that kind of music before. I guess you've taken a liking to the arts, seeing as you're talking about all this. True. If I could choose to live a different life, I might have been a painter or something. Painter, huh? I'd be able to quietly express all of my emotions in the painting. Maybe I could have lived a humble life just like that. And how did a modest man like yourself end up getting involved in something as grandiose as curing humanity? Really is a mystery. I'm not even sure. I think I wanted to be of help to someone. Oh, someone. Perhaps your first love? Was it love, really? If it were, it wouldn't have worked out anyway. But I was still holding on to the hope that I could make something better. If I let go of my life, I could bring a bigger hope to some other person. That's why I participated in the research. That's why I stood against Angela.
Now, the cure that they were looking for, what was it?
You know, I think they were kind of vague. It was just kind of a mind plague that had gripped humanity. I think much of it was just kind of the willingness to just accept things as they are and to
never to question things, never to rise up against the corporate
never
hierarchy.
To do anything kind or creative or
just
meaningful.
Yeah. Just everyone being, what was it? The crabs in a bucket mentality?
I think
just
so.
Everyone being self-serving and never really caring for or interacting with one another and stuff, the sickness. Yeah, no, it makes sense. But how do you achieve that by harvesting energy out of creatures?
So the creatures themselves are born out of human subconscious.
Yes.
So the energy is the good parts?
No, it seems like all the tortured.
Well, no, the
sad
energy.
Parts.
I don't know. I don't. Again, I think you're not supposed to think too hard about how it was supposed to work. Even at the time, it seemed kind of insane.
If they could draw the id monsters out of people and then say, wow, these are all the ways in which humanity is suffering. Maybe we need to find a way to... So were they trying to cure the monsters or just make them manageable?
Cure them, kind of, sort of.
Were any of them actually cured? Or was it more like they were just prevented from going mad?
I don't know. I think that was kind of secondary. I think they were using the id monsters to generate energy so that they could somehow cure everyone else, I think.
Unfortunately, none of this addresses the root cause of the problem, which I think is just the company, the head, the society, the city, the way that all of this is structured.
Yeah.
I think it's the whole society that is at fault for these people feeling this way, and that you have to go to the source. Like, you can't just treat the symptoms.
Yeah.
You have to actually find the root cause of the disease or the illness.
And I think the point of this was somehow this would treat the root cause, but I think it still came off as kind of insane even at the time. And that even, like, all of these characters are kind of culty to begin with because they implicitly believed in Z and Carmen.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it about time we ended this stalemate? We're at the dawn of the 4th day. If you are to drag on any further, I'll be left with no choice but to terminate all of you instantly. I'm with you on this one. We're never going to beat you at this rate. I didn't fight to spread only a meager half of the light.
Kabura, how could you agree with her? We might lose everything. I'm with Angela, too. Enoch's death deserves a better meaning than this half-baked light.
Enoch was Tifrith's twin.
Right. Oh, so was that the guy then?
Yeah. Yeah,
oh,
the
sorry.
kind of male.
I thought that they were both one and the same, or they sounded similar.
Sort of. The other Tifrith was Enoch, but after Enoch had gotten killed in the experiments, I think it was. And so they kind of were bringing him back, sort of, but he was getting worse and worse.
Because I see Tifrith with a little bow.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were a pair of Tifriths, but I think the male variant was considerably less stable because I think they didn't save him as well. Question mark. I'm not willing to gamble with everything we've worked for. Say, Angela, if what you're saying is true, doesn't that mean that the employees who died in this place can come back as well?
Indeed. You and your employees will wake up with brand new bodies.
That doesn't erase all the pain we and our employees went through.
And all our hard work, too.
Even if this deal were to be put through, it'll only delay the inevitable. How can we trust you not to betray us yet again?
Betray? Don't be absurd. Have we ever once gathered around a table calmly discussing what we should do with this light? We haven't. I'll make sure to keep this promise, though. Both you and I require the light in its whole, albeit for different reasons. I could use up this residue of light left for me right now, but I'd much prefer to have all of it. So I'd like to live more. I don't care if you want to die or not. I want to live my own life. And I'd like to learn more about this city and about this world I live in.
Angela.
Once we've reclaimed all of the light, you are free to lay judgment upon me when the time comes. Though I won't sit back, of course. That is all I have to offer. If no one else objects, I'll proceed with it right away.
I shall become a sentinel once more and watch your every action.
It appears that we will have to come to an agreement, or we have all come to an agreement. Don't worry, I have no plans to let this be the end. Life will call out to you once again, so take a nap until then.
Whoever says out loud that they want to die is lying. I actually want to live more than anyone, so they express that urge in one way or another. On the other hand, when someone is genuinely willing to die, they end up disappearing silently. When Angela said she wanted to live, I felt something within me, that I want to live too. No one really wants to die, man. They all seem to regret it moments before death. Well, it's usually too late for them by the time they realize that. You seem well versed in that kind of stuff. You get to see all kinds of people when you work as a fixer. When I saw that desperation to live, I was reminded of many employees who died right in front of my eyes back in Lobotomy Corporation. It's ironic how we were trying to save humanity, yet we couldn't save the people right next to us. That's when I thought, if I could live more, what would I want to do? Well, it's a good idea to think about your next move, yeah. How about you, Roland? Are you going to go back to being a fixer once you're free? Well, I'll have to think more on that. Still, I have a long way to go. Let's give it our best shot. Alright, here's to us. I can toast to that, alright? Here's to us. Okay, so we have Pebble. Start of a scene, 3 random pages in hand, gain Pebble status, excludes on play pages. Recover 3 to 7 HP upon using pages with Pebble, lose 1 to 3 HP on using pages without Pebble. Dice power +1.
Huh. So,
That's...
wait, the child gave a bit of themselves or something to a person and then starts stalking them?
Yes. Yeah, so specifically, Child of the Universe is actually kind of amusing in Lobotomy Corporation. They're actually very easy to manage. They
just want company, right?
Yeah, they just want company. So it doesn't matter how good or bad your work with them is. They will never act out about it, like against you. However, if you work with them during a day and then work with another abnormality,
They get jealous.
they get jealous and instantly kill your character. So you effectively give
You have to
them...
have one person, one friend.
Yeah, you give them one dedicated playmate per day. And they're fine. And they're actually very easy to work with. Except for I'd often forget and accidentally send the playmate off and get them killed, and then things would just start going badly.
Ah, no.
But, I mean, that was mostly just my fault.
I wonder if that means that they're a good training character.
Yeah.
Because they can accept different...
So the one problem is because they were so easy to work with, they didn't give as many stats as like a much higher tier
creature.
abnormality. Yeah, because the higher the tier, the higher the difficulty, the better the experience was.
This is a new chapter, Urban Plague.
We are urban plagues now.
Oh, that's what our status is.
Yep. Says I don't have a disease.
Thelma.
Thelma, dear, it's all thanks to me that you could keep your position as head of the Southern Branch, so maybe you should return some of that favor now.
I know. That was the deal.
What do you want this time?
I want your
Oh,
crew.
sorry. It was what do you want this time was Thelma.
Yeah.
I want your crew to take care of the things on this list. I think I might be able to locate it soon enough.
These are all ridiculous requests.
I really wish they would at least have Thelma as the other.
Yeah, the question marks. Because now they've at least addressed one of their names.
Yep. Well, though we have the right team for this.
Let me guess. Section 2?
Yes.
See? I'm very...
See, I'm a very considerate person, Thelma. The library's on the list as well. Now appointed as an open plague by the Hana Association. That's the one I'm particularly interested in, actually.
Roland.
Yeah? Huh.
If your estimation is correct, we'll have to thoroughly prepare ourselves for guests from major syndicates and even wings from now on, right?
That was the third most surprising thing to happen to me here.
What nonsense are you going on about this time?
You just called me Roland.
Because that's your name.
I mean, yeah, but you've never referred to me with my name before.
My level of trust in you has increased, and I want to reinforce our amity, so I tried referring you to a relatively more intimate term. Is that a problem?
Come on, that's a boring answer. It's been a long while since anyone called me by my name, still. The last time I heard that was from my family, I guess.
Didn't you say that your grandma disappeared long ago?
Oh, I had a wife, you see.
That's intriguing.
Huh. You're not intrigued by the fact that someone like me managed to get married, right? You're intrigued by the whole concept of this inefficient practice amongst humans known as marriage, right?
Please tell me more about your marriage.
Just a heads up, it's an overly banal story with some sad moments. Don't think you'll really like it.
I'm always open for new stories of others.
Says the one who won't even tell me the story of her own life.
I can't bring myself to recount that story even ever again. I'm simply too sick of it. It's a boring and trifling story that looped over and over for 10 millennia. Imagine reading the same book for 1 million years. You'll surely grow to resent it.
I'd have choked myself by the tie around the 5th time I'd been forced to read a boring book. Well, anyway, I used to work my ass off, had nothing better to do. Wasn't a bad fit for fixer work, coming from a rough background and all. As I kept working like a busy bee, I got a house in a decent spot. Met a so-called soulmate. She was a tough woman. When I looked at her back, I felt the comfort of finding a place to belong to. Something I couldn't even feel when I bought my house. I made so many attempts to try and catch her attention. Oh, am I dragging on too long?
It's fine. Please continue. Oh, gosh. What?
Yeah. I'm...
Is she an even worse fixer than him?
Or a stronger one. I'm getting
Well, no, by worse, I mean, like...
bloodier.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm wondering if Roland... Okay, people watching these videos, I should call some of you out at this point. I've noticed a lot of spoilers going by for, like, we make an inference or, like, ask a rhetorical question and we get the real answer. Please do not do that.
Yeah, those are questions that we're asking ourselves.
Yeah.
So that we can discuss possibilities.
Because if I say, I bet Roland actually was one of the colors or something, and I'm right, I don't want to know that information until the game confirms it. And so if suddenly somebody comes into this video and says, yes, Roland was actually, like, one of the top criminal, like, enforcers, you know, one of the colors, and therefore you have to, well, anything.
You don't reveal too much
I don't
more.
want that. I like it being my head theory, my working theory at the moment, until that changes. But seeing this picture, I'm like, maybe he is, because the entire point of the colors where they were like high-end assassins, enforcers, fixers, something to that extent. I'm sure people explained this, but I didn't actually read it because I didn't want more spoilers. I'll go back and read the comments later, or just the wiki. But seeing this picture and like their outfit and some things, I'm actually wondering if Roland was pretty high up, because he got into the library without an invitation, which means that he's somewhat special. Maybe. And I guess he is using books to empower himself, but I don't know. But I don't know. But it seems like his wife, or whoever he managed to woo, was not small fry. I did get a bunch of opportunities to see her since we were in the same industry. My wife is a pretty highly regarded fixer, by the way. She was dependable for a reason. Anyway, countless up and downs later, we tied the knot. I put it simply here, but the heartache I felt in those twists and turns was real, you know? Both of us had piled up a hefty amount of money from working like dogs, so we decided to quit being fixers for a while and spend a peaceful time together. This part's kinda corny, but happy is the only word to describe how I felt. Really. I was alone my whole life and finally had someone to rely on. All I had to worry about was what to have for lunch, where to take a stroll in the evening, what to name our child and stuff. Then one day I got an urgent call from a friend asking me to do a request far away from home. You can probably guess where this is going by now. The job wasn't a huge deal and the pay was alright, so I decided to take it. The lady who lived with me said it was okay too.
Oh, I was thinking it would be ironic if he was ever pitted in a situation where he had to kill his own wife. Kind of classic spy style, but I don't think that's the case.
I was dispatched to a district famous for Pajin, which is my wife's favorite food. You could almost see her mouth water with the thought of eating it when she sent me off. I wonder if she got killed by the pianist, actually.
Oh, did they live in...
To live up to my better half's expectations, I purchased a stasis preservation box from U-Corp to present her with a warm Pajon that's straight from the kitchen.
Oh, wait. Really? What is this? So... Oh.
But a huge incident occurred in my home district while I was away. The house collapsed and my wife died with our child that she was still pregnant with. I cried for a long while, cursing the world and this city. I writhed and struggled trying to earn happiness. So why does it have to slip out of my hand so easily? Alright, that's the end of my story. This kind of stuff can happen to anyone in the city. It's only a matter of endurance.
And you could endure that trial.
I'm trying to settle it on my own terms.
What was the second most surprising thing for you, by the way?
Huh? Oh. The working here suits me better than I thought, I guess. I'm saving the biggest surprise for last. It's no fun to spoil everything at once, is it?
Fine. Then I'll leave you with sorting out the rest of the books.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't some high-end, that retired, wife died, and he kind of became a washed-up has-been in the aftermath. Maybe. Okay, so what do we have for goals? Obtain the Book of Question Mark. Unlock all the middle floors, so I think we're almost there. And then Urban Nightmare to get to the next level of general works. So, either way, this is a good stopping point. We've got some stuff to do.
We have a bunch of question mark books to acquire.
Oh boy, do we.
urban plague.
I was not expecting a 4-way split. Well, that'll be fun. So for now, at least, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.